Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This video is my Lavender and Speckles customs haul, and I'm so excited to film this one. I've had this order for a couple of weeks. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and film it. Um, to preface this, I got all of my customs in Beth's new olive oil wax formulation. Previous to this, I only had a small sample size of it that she started sending out a few months ago in our orders. I love the throw. I love how strong it is, how long it lasts. So I went ahead and got everything in the olive oil formula. How Beth is doing her customs, I think that she's finished up with her first customs list. And I think I read somewhere in her Facebook group, somebody had asked, when is the next batch of customs going to start? And I think she said September. So if you signed up like I did, if you signed up again for customs, then how Beth does hers is at the beginning of the month that you are called up. She'll email you around the first of the month or so, or maybe even the last day of the month, like the 30th, 31st, maybe even on the 1st, I don't remember. But she has an email that she sends out with all the instructions. You have 5 days to get your order in and paid for, and then she takes a couple of weeks or so to get your order out to you. So I wanted to talk about these blends. There's a few in here that are house blends of Beth's, maybe a one or two, but most of these are my brain children. And I have smelled all of these because, like I said, I've had my order for a couple of weeks. I wanted to get all of the packing stuff out for garbage day yesterday, so I did that, and I've been really itching to get some videos filmed. I've been busy the last couple of weeks, and I have some hauls built up that I need to film, so I thought I would start out with a slam dunk in Lavender and Speckles. So each order comes with an invoice, which I don't know what happened to the invoice for this order. It probably went out in the garbage, if I'm being honest. It also comes with a little thank you card here. That's a picture of Beth and her husband, Matt. Lavender and Speckles is owned by Beth Wilson from Rogersville, Alabama. Beth and Matt are very kind people, very accommodating, flexible, great blend masters, etc. And on the back here are some wax melting instructions, some tips and tricks. We also get a little business card. Purple is her color. I love purple too. And Beth Wilson, owner, back here. There's the chicken. That's her little logo. Those are her chickens. And then I love Jesus, chickens, and wax, the sticker that we're getting now. So I thought I would do that. And each order comes with a little sample. This is a sample cider lane pumpkin pecan waffles and cream cheese frosting, but I will stick and do that last like I usually do. I got a mixture of souffles and tubs, as you can see from the thumbnail of this order. The blends, you'll notice a theme with the blends. I stuck with a lot of the same oils, but I had a big variety of other things that I blended with them. The main two oils I used are Beach Marshmallow, which is Beth's version of Beach Nights, and Roasted Pine Cones. I have some that aren't those ones, but I noticed, man, I've got a lot of Beach Nights in here, but I absolutely love Beth's version of Beach Nights. So I'm just going to grab and go and see where we do. See what we do. Okay. I already told you the formula I have. This first one here is pine cones and cream. I named all of these too, by the way. I'm pretty sure that I got one house blender that I did not change the name of course. This is pine cones and cream. And what's in this blend here? This is coastal pine cones, cashmere cream, and boom boom. So coastal pine cones is coastal kale with pine cone, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Summer has yapped and yapped and yapped about it, and a lot of you guys have fallen in love with it. And I know I messaged Beth a few weeks ago, and I said I absolutely love that you have coastal kale as an oil, because not all vendors do, and it's such a great, bright, fresh green scent. I absolutely love it. And coastal pine cones, if you haven't smelled it, it's perfect. It's clean, it's crisp. So I thought blending this with a little bit of soft cashmere cream and boom boom would be a creamy take on coastal pine cones. So this one, I really, really, really like this. You can smell the integrity of the coastal pine cones. Yes. But you can also get the Boom Boom and the cashmere cream a little bit in the background. But I will say the coastal pine cones is a heck of a strong blend, and it is taken over this. But I'm not complaining. This is pine cones and cream. Next one I called this one Me Time. This one is Boom Boom Clouds, which is Boom Boom and Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. I think that was a custom of somebody's, maybe Charity, and Beth made it a house blend. So Boom Boom Clouds, Brazilian Crush, which is a Sol de Janeiro, and honey and oatmeal milk. That's what I put together with this one here. I'm going to take these off. I usually wear my glasses, but when I film, I don't wear my glasses because they fall down on the bridge of my nose. The bridge of my nose here is not as wide as most people's are, so my glasses always fall down on my face. This one here, this one is gorgeous. This, you can really smell the Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. Really can. And you get a little bit of that creaminess and richness of the Boom Boom. And the oatmeal, the honey and oatmeal milk, it's there. You can smell just if you know what that oil smells like, you can get a little bit of honey and oatmeal milk from it. And I really do smell that in here. I thought this would be nice for evening time, relaxation time. Hence why I called it Me Time. So, okay, next one. This one is called Pumpkin Loves Chai. This one is pumpkin pecan brittle. Pumpkin peanut brittle. I'm used to saying pumpkin pecan waffles, but pumpkin peanut brittle. It's another fantastic Bath & Body Works scent. Pumpkin peanut brittle, roasted pine cones, and masala chai. So masala chai is a group of warm spices that are used in chai and chai tea. And if what Beth told me a few months ago is going to still take place, there might be probably a masala chai sampler in the fall. I don't know if she's still planning on it, but she did tell me that it's on her list. So we'll see if that is something that she makes happen this year. Masala chai. I've had several of Beth's masala chai blends, and I thought I've got to put something with chai in it, and I wanted something different. So I thought pumpkin peanut brittle is such a good, rich, heavy, nice, salty, nutty blend. And roasted pine cones, of course, because pine cone blends well with everything. And then I decided to add in the masala chai because I thought this would be a nice fall scent, and it is. I'm very happy with how this turned out. If you've ever smelled pumpkin peanut brittle, it has that, it's basically peanut brittle. It has that softness, that saltiness, that creaminess, I should say. And I really get the masala chai in here. So this one is definitely going to be chopped up for fall. I love chai in the colder months, especially in the fall. Pumpkin loves chai. Let's see, next one here, I call this one Decadence. So Beth's House Blend Afternoon Jolt is my favorite, bar none, top coffee blend that Beth has created up till now. She has other coffee blends out there, but Afternoon Jolt is it's French toast and caramel and coffee, and it's super good. This one I call Decadence. So it's Afternoon Jolt and pie crust. Beth's pie crust is decadent on its own, but it's scrumptious, it's buttery, it's creamy, it's rich. I bought a whole loaf of it. If you watched my haul video from the pre-order, I bought a whole loaf of it because I love it that much. Decadence, Afternoon Jolt, and pie crust. Afternoon Jolt is strong coffee, French toast, roasted honey butter, and there's caramel in there too somewhere. So that's what this one is here. Oh man, this just smells like, it is similar to my nose. It's similar to Sassy Girl Aroma's IHOP. If you've ever smelled IHOP, I've always said IHOP is one of her best blends. It has that nice, even though there is a little bit more in IHOP blend, the integrity of the coffee, the French toast, the maple syrup, the caramel, those notes, they're similar in that way. So if you liked IHOP, you would like Afternoon Jolt. And it's strong. I just finished up my little 6-pack of because when Beth introduced it a few months ago, I ordered a 6-pack of it in the shapes, and it came double bagged with good reason because it's strong. But this here, oh, I should have got this in a bigger size. This would definitely be on my list of my next time for customs, because this I already know is going to be fantastic. The creaminess of the pie crust, and then that delicious afternoon jolt. I love it. That's such a good blend. I have a few with afternoon jolt in this batch here. This next one I just called Colorado. I could have named it Utah because we have mountains here, but the Colorado mountains are bigger, and this one reminded me of an outdoors mountain scene. This is Pikes Peak, roasted pine cone, and vanilla birch. Told you, roasted pine cone. So Pikes Peak is a complex blend, and smelling it here in the bag, it's very similar. I think Pikes Peak is a part of Mountain Espresso. I could be completely wrong, but I'm smelling extremely close similarities between Pikes Peak and Mountain Espresso. If Beth is watching this video, which she usually does, let me know if my nose is smelling the right thing. I'm pretty sure this is what's in Mountain Espresso. So I decided to add in roasted pine cones and vanilla birch. And I can get a little bit of the pine cone in here, but that Pikes Peak is super strong. This is a nice outdoors fragrance. I can smell maybe a little bit of birch. Not much though. Pikes Peak is taking the cake here. But this one's Colorado. I thought Colorado, the mountain state, as beautiful as it is, it deserves to have one of my wax blends named after it. When we moved to Utah, driving across the country, of course, was a necessity, but I had to drive through the entire state of Colorado. And halfway through the state, once you go through Denver, you hit the Rocky Mountains. And beautiful, intimidating, scary, magnificent, gorgeous, everything. So Colorado, I won't go into too much detail here, but I have some great memories of my trip through Colorado, but also some of the scariest memories there, just because of how I'd never seen the Rocky Mountains before. They are absolutely massive. If you've never been around, I grew up in the East. We grew up with mountains, but now to me they're hills. So it's true what they say. Colorado. Okay, next. This one is called Kaanapali Beach. Kaanapali Beach is a beach in Lahaina, on the island of Maui. Lahaina was the town that was devastated by the fires that ripped through Maui a couple of years ago, and it still hasn't been rebuilt or the same. That's where we went on our honeymoon, actually. So Kaanapali Beach is fresh strawberry, beach marshmallow, which is her beach nights, and copper tone. So in the strawberry sampler, if you watched that video or read about it in the last pre-order or ordered it, there's going to be a sample in that sampler of strawberry and Hawaiian Tropic, I believe. That is a little bit of a softer sunscreen, whereas Copper Tone is a really heavy, oh my goodness, that's absolutely sunscreen. So why I wanted this one is I like beach marshmallow with strawberry, and I thought put a little bit of Copper Tone in it because you have a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of creaminess, and a little bit of that Copper Tone to take me right back to the beach. Another reason why I added strawberry is there's a drink in Hawaii called the Lava Flow, and I'm pretty sure that it's pina colada, and then down the sides of the glass is strawberry daiquiri, or strawberry sauce or something, so it looks like a lava flow. So I thought that, hey, give it a try. Kaanapali Beach. Okay, next, this one is called Penelope. Penelope is my cat Poppy's formal name, Penelope. This is almond milk and sea salt, boom boom, and baby powder. A little bit of a different blend, but I thought, reading I don't remember exactly the full description of almond milk and sea salt, but it sounded like a nice relaxing blend. Baby powder, I love baby powder scents. And the boom boom. I really can't identify all three of these oils. They're blended so seamlessly. It's a beautiful, this one's tough to describe. It's soft, it's powdery. I maybe can get a little bit of the almond milk in here. It reminds me a little bit of the oatmeal milk and honey. You know, the same category of scents. This next one is a word I use to describe some of my bakery scents that are decadent. This is fattening. That's my favorite word. This is blueberry pecan waffles, pie crust, and zucchini bread. So I've had this blend before from other vendors. I think every vendor pours this in some way, shape, or form. But I really could have got a bigger blend of this, and this is definitely going back on my customs list again. The blueberry pecan waffles, the pie crust. I had my very first experience with Beth's blueberry waffles was with Luke's Diner, which I'm pretty sure she's changed the name of. But Luke's Diner has French toast and blueberry waffles in it and other things. But it's a great, great, great blend. I don't remember the new name of it, but the pie crust, had to put the pie crust in for extra creaminess, and that zucchini bread. The zucchini bread that Beth uses isn't too spicy to my nose. It's very rich and creamy. So I thought that would be the perfect combination for a fattening, the fattening name. So, okay. This next one I called Aria. Aria, what I had in mind is we had just got back from Vegas, and Aria was one of my favorite resorts there. This one is Tobacco Vanille, Tom Ford, Boom Boom, and Beach Marshmallow. I use a lot of Boom Boom, and I use a lot of Beach Marshmallow. So, Tobacco Vanille, or however it's pronounced. I say vanille, I always will. So, you can really smell that. And it's sophisticated tobacco and vanilla and just beautiful nuances of just scent complexity. That's what Tom Ford's known for, in my opinion. So the Boom Boom is there. It's a little bit extra creamy, but that Tobacco Vanille is right there at the front part of the sniff. It's dominating this blend. Oh, I can't wait to get this one chopped up because I hope that the Beach Marshmallow comes alive at least a little bit. If not, then this will just be an extra creamy Tobacco Vanille, which I'm not complaining about. It's absolutely gorgeous. Tobacco Vanille is one of my favorite oils ever. Ever, ever, ever. Putting these back in the bag. Okay. Next one, I called this one Classy. This is Brazilian Crush, which is Sol de Janeiro, Beach Marshmallow, and Boom Boom. Lots of Sol de Janeiro. So this one, the Brazilian Crush, I'm pretty sure is the number 71, the macadamia and caramel and vanilla one. That I think it's in Bless Your Heart. I'm pretty sure. So this one, you can smell the Boom Boom. You can smell that macadamia vanilla. I actually have the true fragrance spray from Sol de Janeiro of the macadamia vanilla, and this smells like it. Oh, I love this. But you can also get the pistachio from the Boom Boom. Very, very, very crisp in here. It's creamy, it's rich. It definitely, if you like Boom Boom, you would like this one here. Okay. Next, this one is called Michael. Michael is my dad's name. So this is a masculine blend. This is Buknook, roasted pine cone, and fireside marshmallow, or marshmallow fireside. Beth told me that the Buknook oil is new to her, and this was her first time really playing around with it. So I think she did a fantastic job. Buknook, I think it's along the lines of the library scents with the old book and the antique wood and the papers and such. I absolutely love that niche of scent. I do. The pine cone in here, I can't smell too much. It's just nice, rich, and creamy. Reminds me of what's the scent called? The not Whispers in the Library. It's the one that's it's a perfume, but it's along the terms of library. I can see it, but I can't remember the whole name of it. That's what this is. Beth did a fantastic job with Buknook. This is very, very, very good. My dad wasn't a big reader for fun. He did a lot of writing and reading in his profession. But he he has a study in our old living room at his house is converted into his office and study now. His office used to be upstairs, now it's downstairs. And I just thought of my dad when I was making that blend. Okay, we have Michael, and then there's one for my mom in here too, but she's in a tub. Next one, I'm doing all of the soufflés first. This next one is Spicy Jolt. Okay, Spicy Jolt was on the pre-order last time. Beth loved this blend, and when I talked to her about this one, it was actually when her and I were brainstorming the strawberry sampler, because one of the blends in there and the strawberry sampler has Celtic Moon Spice, and I love Celtic Moon Spice. Not a ton of vendors carry it, but Beth does, so I definitely made a mental note that when I do my customs, I want to have a blend with Celtic Moon Spice. It's not spicy. It's cinnamon and creamy nutmeg, and it has a little bit of if you like nutmeg and spice, or if you like a little bit of extra kick to your zucchini bread, Celtic Moon Spice goes right along with it. It's beautiful with coffee, it's beautiful with cookies, any bakery, anything like that. This is Afternoon Jolt. We have that again. Celtic Moon Spice and zucchini bread. This blend is absolutely phenomenal. I did order this in a large bag of shapes on the pre-order. This one, you have the beautiful creaminess of that Afternoon Jolt and that coffee. You get that rich creaminess of the zucchini bread, and you get a little bit of that Celtic Moon Spice, which is just extra little cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg, a little bit of spice. It's not spicy. I called it Spicy Jolt, and she kept the name because there's spice in zucchini bread. There's spice in Celtic Moon Spice. It doesn't mean that it's spicy, but it has baking spices in it. So this is Spicy Jolt. Okay, next, this one is called Childhood. This is Old Town Bake Shop peanut butter cookie and raspberry jam. So I have already warmed through all but one little pack of the raspberry sampler. So the raspberry sampler was available in this last pre-order, yes. But when it was released, was hair on my mouth, sorry. When it was originally released was, I believe, the pre-order before, when her and Charity collaborated on the raspberry jam sampler. I knew I wanted to use raspberry in one of my blends. I actually have a couple here with raspberry. I love G's PB&J. That is one of Beth's house blends. I have probably 4 or 5 bags of it. I love it. It's marshmallow fluff, zucchini bread, peanut butter cookies, raspberry funnel cake. It's delicious. So I thought Old Town Bake Shop is it's a single oil that a lot of vendors have, and most of them rename it or they amp it up somehow with a little bit more bakery to make it extra decadent in my experience. But I thought Old Town Bake Shop, it's cookies and sugared almonds like you just walked into a bakery. That's Old Town Bake Shop, if you've ever seen that description before. And then I thought to add peanut butter cookies in with a little bit of raspberry jam, because to me, my childhood is Jif peanut butter, sometimes Skippy, depending on what was on sale, with Smucker's raspberry preserves. That was my sandwich for years. I went to a private school when I was a little kid, when we lived in South Carolina. And you could buy your lunch there, of course, but they didn't necessarily have a menu like public schools have. You had either a little, and they were so good. They had little packs of chicken nuggets with this little tea roll. That's usually what I would get if my mom didn't pack me lunch. But most of the kids there packed lunch. I mean, yes, you could buy ice cream, and it was a little bit different. I mean, my memories, I was a little kid between the ages of 5 and 9 at that school, so a long time ago. But I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and my mom didn't ever buy grape jelly. I don't know why. Probably because my dad didn't really care for grape. He was more of a raspberry and strawberry person. So I got raspberry most of the time. And I will say, there's nothing like a peanut butter and raspberry sandwich. So good. So this one brings back memories. This one, if you've smelled G's PB&J and your first hit with that peanut butter and that raspberry, that's exactly what this smells like. This is a junior version of G's PB&J, and I love it. I could have got this in a tub, honestly. That's a good scent. This next one is called Perfection. This is salted caramel, spiced oat milk, and zucchini bread. Perfection. So I love sea salt caramel as an oil. Sea salt caramel, regular caramel. I love to blend it with coffee. I love to blend it with zucchini bread. Any sort of other bakery out there. Caramel is such a good oil, and it's strong. It lasts a long time. It takes the decadence factor up in blends quite a bit if you add a little bit of caramel to it, in my opinion. Think of caramel macchiatos and caramel fraps and stuff like that. You know, it's a little bit extra decadent than just say mocha or vanilla or just coffee flavored. So this one here, I was happy when I saw Beth got spiced oat milk, because there's another vendor out there that has a famous blend that has spiced oat milk in it, and it is nice and creamy. If you ever had oat milk, if you've ever bought some oat milk at the store, they make chocolate oat milk now and all sorts of things. It has a little bit of a richness to it. So similar to Celtic Moon Spice, it's just got a little bit of sprinkling of a little bit of a sweet spice profile to it. But it's not cinnamon spicy, it's not hot, it's not anything like that. It's just baking spices. So this one here is so good. I love this caramel, zucchini bread, spiced oat milk. Perfection. Perfection. This next one is called Hello Gorgeous. This is lavender and sugar, rose bouquet, and boom boom. I couldn't let a custom spot go by with a vendor that has a rose oil without using it. I love roses. I love fresh cut roses. If you watch my channel, I have a lot of rose blends that I have bought the last few months. I love roses. So this one here, it smells so good. The rose is dominant in here. The lavender also is in here too. It's a little bit of a mix between an herbal lavender and sweet lavender to my nose. I'm not remembering what the sugar part is here, but the rose and lavender are gorgeous together. Boom boom. Dawn, you would like this scent if you ever chose to put these oils together. Dawn Irving. I remember her name now. I had another video where I was referencing her and I couldn't remember her last name. Lavender and sugar, rose bouquet, and boom boom. Two more. Leaves and smoke. This is Beth's house blend, of course. I was debating whether to get a larger bag of this, but I do have several large bags of this. But this is one of my favorite blends of Beth's. This is complex. This is smoked cedar, oud embers, clove, cedarwood, and spearmint, patchouli and amber, blended with leaves, Bath & Body Works type, and evergreen. It's complicated, but so many of you are getting on to the leaves and smoke wagon. I see you guys talking about it in the group. It's so good. You still get the integrity of the leaves. So if you love leaves, leaves is a home run every time. It's so strong. It lasts forever. I have a few wallflowers left of leaves I'm hoarding for fall, and I have a few candles left too. I'm trying to see how long I can go without shopping at Bath & Body Works. I'm using my stash, basically, which is what I'm trying to do with wax, but I'm failing miserably at the wax. I'm succeeding with the Bath & Body Works. So this one here, you don't really necessarily get smoky. It's just a hint. Like if you walk outside and there's been a bonfire where someone's burning leaves or wood and there's a little hint in the air, but it's not like someone's burning tires where it's get inside kind of a thing. Not like that. I love this blend. It's delicious. This last one, Beth actually messaged me and said that this blend smells beautiful. I called this one Marilyn Monroe. I love Marilyn Monroe. I had a huge canvas picture of a black and white photo of Marilyn Monroe with red lipstick. I got it at IKEA right after we moved here. I had it down in my kitchen in my dining room. I had old Hollywood. That was my decor. I love Marilyn Monroe. There's just something about Marilyn that is, I mean, I'm not talking about the controversial part of her with JFK, but just her as just a classy lady, Breaking Barriers. I love all of her movies. Some Like It Hot is my favorite movie. But why I call this Marilyn Monroe is I chose to use Beth's Hollywood Chateau oil. So Hollywood Chateau reminded me of the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles or Hollywood, which is where their bungalows, where tons and tons of famous actor and actresses now, let alone in the old Hollywood days, stayed. Chateau Marmont. And next time I go to LA, which my husband's going to LA with his brother-in-law in October to the Hollywood Bowl to see David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. I could have went to that, but when the tickets were bought and the plane tickets were bought, they were going to fly out the night before, go to the concert the next day, and come home. Too quick for me. When I go to LA, if I'm going to spend the money to go there, I want to go and see stuff. I've been to Hollywood. I've been to LA once when I was a teenager. I flew across the country to San Diego and stayed with my aunt for a couple of weeks, and we drove up to LA. But as an adult, there's stuff I want to see. I mean, I would love to go back to the Walk of Fame. I would love to go do the Hollywood House tours. I want to go to the La Brea Tar Pits, the Griffith Observatory. I want to get a facial at Kate Somerville. Like, there's things I want to do in LA. And seeing Chateau Marmont is one of those things, and the Beverly Hills Hotel, and all of those places that us, being Hollywood obsessed, are obsessed with. So at least me. So this one here, it's Hollywood Chateau, Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, and Cashmere Cream. So this is, I don't want to call this necessarily a fresh blend. I don't remember the notes of the Hollywood Chateau, but it's got a little bit of Christmas to it. This kind of reminds me of Rosewater and Ivy from Bath and Body Works. How it's so strong and fresh and a little bit of floral. But the second part of your sniff, you can really dip down into that cashmere cream, and you really can get the Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds too. I love this. This is, I'm going to have to chop this up and warm this maybe in the springtime, because that kind of reminds me of a springtime scent, a renewal, all of those, just that nice bright freshness after the dull winter. Okay, those are all of my souffles, and let's move on to the tubs. The tubs are relatively newer size to Beth. They're huge, first of all. I don't know how many ounces are in here. I tried looking at the bottom, but sometimes it says how many ounces are on here, and some vendors put the ounces on their labels, and Beth does not, but that's okay. This first one here is Violet Rose. That's what I call it. Violet Rose. This is Sugared Violet Beach Marshmallow. Sugared Violet Beach Marshmallow is one of Beth's blends that she offered a couple of pre-orders ago that was the #1 seller. A lot of you guys are warming it right now. It's gorgeous. It's light floral, but it's creamy. I chose to blend that with additional Boom Boom and Rose and Violet, which is one of Beth's oils. So Violet Rose, I called it because it kind of just made sense with the oils. This smells like the Sugared Violet Beach Marshmallow with a little bit of extra floral in it. Creamy violet, creamy rose, gorgeous, absolutely lovely. Oh, I love this blend. This is a nice creamy floral. It's not too in your face, kind of like you opened up the door to a florist. It's not like that. I, for one, love the smell of that. I love the smell of flower shops and stuff. Now, I know not everybody does, but I also wanted to use some of these oils that aren't necessarily super popular, but I will say Charity said either in one of her posts or comments in Beth's group or in a private message that Beth is starting to pour more florals, and I have noticed that too. She has her peony, I can't remember what peony blend it was last pre-order. She had peony a few times ago. She had Flowers in the Forest, which I'm pretty sure was offered last time. Flowers in the Forest is beautiful. I love that she's branching out into floral, because floral shouldn't be blacklisted in my opinion. Floral is beautiful if it's done tastefully. So Beth, having her sophisticated blending techniques, can do it very well. This next one is called Dreamy and Creamy. We have a little typo on the label, but that's okay. Dreamy and Creamy. This one is Island Coconut and Cane Sugar, Lavender and Coconut Milk, and Warm Vanilla Sugar. Lots of creaminess in here, but that's what I was going for. So, this one is coconutty. That Island Coconut and Cane Sugar, the Lavender and Coconut Milk. Lavender and Coconut Milk is a single oil, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my very first blends. Well, it's a single oil, so I shouldn't call it a blend, but it's one of my very first oils that I had experience with in my vendor experience. I had Glitterati and Rose Girls, I'm pretty sure, were lavender coconut milk, and I loved that blend. So that oil. So when I saw that Beth had it, I definitely knew I wanted to have a coconut scent because I love coconut. I don't buy a ton of coconut stuff, but I do wear a lot of coconut creams, and I have a lot of coconut candles. I love coconut. So does my husband. So when I was going with this one, was more of a little bit of a tropical vibe, which it definitely is. This is nice, warm coconut. It's actually reminiscent of Exotic Coconut from Bath & Body Works. My favorite, #1 next to Malibu Heat, blend that they need to bring out of the vault that hasn't been out in a long time. So this one, I wanted to put warm vanilla sugar with it because warm vanilla sugar is nice and warm and creamy and caramely and rich. And I thought that would balance with the coconut well, and it did. Dreamy and creamy. This next one I called Eaton Park. Now, Eaton Park is a chain of restaurants in southwestern Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, where I'm from. Eaton Park is known for their strawberry pie in the month of June. Or, they're a restaurant that has a huge, massive menu, but they also have a bakery. And they're known, when I was growing up in southwestern Pennsylvania, in a little place called Uniontown, south of Pittsburgh, about an hour south of Pittsburgh. After dances at schools or on the weekends, Eaton Park was open 24 hours. So hordes of kids would go there and hang out and get their grilled stickies, which are little maple buns that they put on the grill and get it nice and warm and gooey, and it's served with either whipped cream or ice cream. But my favorite thing, next to their pumpkin pie, was their strawberry pie in the summertime. Why I'm telling you this is I call this Eaton Park. This is sweet strawberry, beach marshmallow, and pie crust. So I didn't necessarily want to put whipped cream with this or vanilla ice cream. I wanted to have a little bit of that richness of that beach marshmallow. If you've ever smelled Beth's beach marshmallow, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It is rich marshmallow and creaminess, and it's not salty. It doesn't really even have the s'mores in it that traditional beach nights has. It's beautiful. I use beautiful to describe so many of the blends that I've been getting from Lavender and Speckles because it's just, they're beautiful. This one is heavy on the strawberry, and I absolutely love that Beth made it heavy on the strawberry. I can get the richness of that pie crust. Oh, I would order this again. I would get this in a loaf. I love this. I've smelled this blend so many times in the couple of weeks that this has been sitting on my bed, and this is my wax room, spare room, dressing room area. It's been sitting on my bed, and I've been sniffing this so many times. It's so good. So this one might be the first one that I chop up. We'll see. This next one is Beatrice. I had a blend named after my dad, and this is my mom. My mom's name is Beatrice. This is Rose Bouquet, Beach Marshmallow, and Warm Vanilla Sugar. So, Rose Bouquet. My mom is a floral lover. She loves flowers. Lilacs are probably her favorite. Lilacs, yellow roses, but her favorite smells are lilacs and carnations and roses. And it's hard to find stuff like that because a lot of people don't like the smell of flowers. So when I worked this blend, I named it after my mom. Just because, you know, I always, if you've watched me in my custom videos for whatever vendor, there's a story behind every blend and why it's named what it's named. If it's a vendor where we can name our blend, that is. It's a story behind it. And my mom taught me to appreciate and love flowers, and she's bought me Walmart wax, you know, the Better Homes and Gardens, honeysuckle and lilacs and roses and violets. She loves floral. So I just thought it was fitting that rose bouquet, which I use in another oil, in another blend here, I would do rose, beach marshmallow, and warm vanilla sugar. She loves warm vanilla sugar too, but I added that in here just for a little bit of richness. This is very heavy on the rose, and I'm here for it. I love it. 2 more, and then I'm done. This one is called Raspberry Jolt. So this is raspberry jam, afternoon jolt, and pie crust. Oh my goodness, this is so good too. So you have your afternoon jolt, which again is your French toast, your coffee, your maple syrup, your caramel, with pie crust, which is rich and heavy and decadent on its own as it is. And then you add that beautiful raspberry jam in here. Oh, this is so stinking good. And the last one I made here, I call the Best Fall Blend, because frankly, I couldn't think of another name to call it. So this one, the Best Fall Blend, this is caramel apple pie, pie crust, and pumpkin buttercream zucchini bread. Pumpkin buttercream zucchini bread was in Beth's last pre-order, and I got a big bag of it because it is a powerhouse. It is so good. I don't know what it is between that buttercream and the pumpkin zucchini bread, but it throws like no other in my home. I was so impressed with it. So I wanted to use that, because you're limited to 3 oils in your customs. At least the time that I did it. Maybe she's extended up to 4 or more, I'm not sure. But pumpkin buttercream zucchini bread, caramel apple, and pie crust. I mean, oh, this is so good. It's fall, it's creamy fall, it's got a little bit of spice profile to it. It's so good. My sample is Cider Lane pumpkin pecan waffles and cream cheese frosting. This was from the Cider Lane sampler. I don't remember who collaborated with Beth on that one, but they did a fantastic job. I did not buy any samplers from the pre-order. I was good. I wanted to buy the fall fruits, and I wanted to get the little mini pumpkin, and I wanted to get the Cider Lane, but I didn't. I stuck to just shapes. I bought shapes. I messaged Beth and I said, I know I bought all souffles and tubs, and then I go to shapes because sometimes I don't feel like chopping. And she said, I know, don't we all? So this one here is a beautiful combination of Cider Lane and just creamy pumpkin pecan waffles. The little bit of sweetness from the cream cheese frosting is in there, but it's not too heavy. So that's my video of my roast recent customs from Lavender and Speckles. If you haven't tried Beth's wax yet, you know, get into her Facebook group, look around. She's gained so much popularity and momentum. Each pre-order is better than the last one. She keeps making it her most popular one yet, all those things. Beth is such a nice, wonderful woman, and kind and friendly, very helpful, and I really love that I found this vendor. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.